setting a deadline to it. You know, if
well, I
you
mean,
tell her,
I'm saying if she goes to the store and never comes back.
if she tells you, hey, I'm gonna go to the store and I'm gonna be right back, and never comes back, I'd file that as an unauthorized use.
And it'll go.
Okay, but if she just says, hey, I need to use your car, and she takes your car, you've loaned her your car, okay? For a certain period of time, you need to be getting that back. Now, I'm not saying that's the situation in every case. All of it depends on the wording and the situation at hand.
Well, whenever somebody tells me you can use my truck to take me to the hospital, that's pretty much giving me permission to take his truck, right? I mean,
Said you can use it, and you used it. So I don't understand how you fit into the equation.
How can I get back home if I'm using it?
That I can't.
Well, I mean,
that's a totally different animal.
I'm just gonna fly back home?
Well,
I'm just gonna blink my eyes 3 times and just go that way, dude? I mean, it just makes sense.
He wound up
if I
back
drove
with his
him
keys.
If I drove him there.
We can't argue that point.
No.
Okay.
But if I drove him there, how was I going to drive myself back, sir? Did I just figure? Oh yeah, I'll walk the 5-10 miles back home. Does that make sense? No,
I mean,
it doesn't.
Like I said, we have a statement that says that he fully expected us to bring him and take him back home.
Yeah.
He'd never requested.
Okay,
his keys
I
to be-
understand that.
I got video. I got the audio
Regardless,
too.
he wound up back with his keys.
I got audio also.
Okay.
Of him
Well, he
saying-
wound up back with his keys in his vehicle. He hasn't been deprived, Edward.
Okay.
But
I would love to be able to help you.
Okay, so
It's just impossible.
I understand.
Now, if you come back up here, if you have another question, please ask for me.
Okay, give me your
Just ask
card,
for
sir.
KC.
Yeah, just give me a card. Did you go to my YouTube channel? The juice is loose in the fruit, Orange, Texas.
I will.
You need to. There's all kinds of corruption going on.
Last time I didn't have a card to give you. This time I actually have a pocket.
Thank you. Well, I gotta. You want to walk me back outside? I'll give you a card.
You gave me a card.
No, it's got one of my juice.
I'll look it up. I don't remember it.
Yeah, the juice is loose in the fruit.
Well, next time, if you have a question, you can just call me on the phone, or you can come down here.
Yeah, I know.
But ask for me when you get here.
I guess they're scared of me or something. I mean, I don't mean
They're
it
not
as
scared of
dark.
you. They don't know what to tell you.
Well, I mean, talk to me.
Okay.
Don't leave me in the dark. you
Well,
know?
they're not allowed to say certain things, okay? 'Cause
Well,
they
I don't
can't-
have a case.
They can't give legal advice. They can't.
I don't ask.
So they're limited on
Right, I don't
on what
ask for
they
legal
can say.
advice. Well, they gave me legal advice. They tell me to go get a lawyer.
Well, that's different than giving you,
Well, I mean-
telling you how to apply the legal advice.
Well, I'm not that
That's what
ignorant.
That's
but,
not legal advice. That's advice to go
No,
get
they
an
said
attorney who can give you
I
some
couldn't.
advice.
I couldn't talk to them unless I had an attorney. That's what she. That's what
No,
she
that's
said.
when you were. That's when you were
Represent myself.
Well, no,
When we had
they
to-
can't. If you're a defendant, they can't talk to you.
I can't represent myself as a defendant.
You can, but that has to be authorized by the court first.
Why? I mean, it's myself.
Because the judge has to make sure that you're capable of doing it. And he might assign, a lot of times when people do that, and it's happened, but very rarely, because when somebody represents themselves in a criminal case,
Right.
that's not a good thing, okay? They should always have an attorney.
Yeah, I
in a
mean,
criminal case. But what happens is the judge generally assigns an ad litem to be with you,
I'm glad you said that.
okay?
Yeah.
And once you have an ad litem, they can kind of advise you so you don't do anything ridiculous and get yourself put in jail.
Yeah, I understand.
Because that's what they're trying to avoid.
Yeah.
Okay, the law is actually pretty fair on those respects. But if you're a complainant and you come in here, okay, which you weren't at that time, you were listed as a defendant on the sheet.
Right.
Okay.
Well, at first I was. Okay.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. That's what gets me. First, July 11th when I came here,
Mhm.
I was. Well then, when
But
then,
they didn't have a case.
No, yes sir, it was already filed.
Okay, well then if they had the case,
'Cause-
they can't talk to you.
Okay, that's fine. But I'm saying, July 12th, Detective Jinx from over there called me from his wife's cell phone.
Mhm.
Stated the case has been dismissed. The case was refused by the thing. ... That's what he said on the cell phone, right?
Mhm.
Because the day before, which is on the 11th, I walked over there and I got my police statement and I tried to talk to Detective Jinx, but he wasn't there because he was at a autopsy. Okay, you'll see it in my video while I'm talking to Detective Captain Ward or Detective
Stephen Ward. Yeah.
Lieutenant Ward.
He's lieutenant now.
Yeah, that's what he said. But I spoke with him and you'll see it in the video of my YouTube channel. And when I'm talking to him, when I said everything's on record, once I said that, he knew not to call me on landline. So whenever he called me, I called there the next morning to talk to Detective Jinx, but he didn't call me. He called me back on his wife's cell phone. That's what happened. Okay, that's just the run I've been getting, sir. So that's the 12th. The 13th, he called me back. We talked for 20 minutes, and I requested that in my FOIA. Didn't get it, you know. But see, he called me back and said, "Sir, we need your statement. We need to see what what you're talking about." I said, "Well, why do you need my statement? You just the case was filed on the 12th." I said it was refused by the district attorney on the 13th. I said, on 11th and then 12th and then 13th. I said, now you're calling me about my statement. I said, no, you don't need my statement. I said, I tell you what, just go ahead and go refile it. He said, we was going to refile it. I said, well, go refile it and get back with me. I said, whenever I go to court, you'll get my statement. So that's what happened. So they come back and we come back on a Monday or something. And then, no, we ain't got no case. Come back here on a Thursday. We got a case. That's what I'm saying, sir. I'm not crazy.
It came in and it got rejected. I'm familiar with that.
Right.
So how does that affect her not talking to you?
Twice.
Okay. How's that affect her not talking to you?
No. What I'm saying is that whenever I came here, she wanted me to hire an attorney. They couldn't talk to me unless I had an attorney.
That's true.
And I told her, stated that I'm representing myself. And then she said, what courts? Well, she said, whenever you go to court, you do that. I said, well, what court am I in? Never told me nothing. I said, well, who's over the district attorney? Who's the district attorney?
No, the requirement, what you have to do is you have to file with the judge, any one of the judges.
I didn't know.
To be appointed to represent yourself.
They wouldn't tell me what judge.
They don't know that. They don't know how that's giving you legal advice.
No, I'm saying, well, who am I supposed to figure out what judge it is if they don't tell me?
You're obviously pretty prolific. I'm not being smart ass. You're pretty prolific on the internet.
Well, I'm saying, how am I supposed to know what judge is going to carry a misdemeanor?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I wasn't sure if it was
going to carry it. You're just trying to you're trying to represent yourself. You have to notify the judges. One of the judges going to say, okay.
What judge? I wasn't sure if it was here or over there, sir. That's what I'm saying.
They're all upstairs.
I'm talking about, I had a misdemeanor resisting arrest charge. That's my only charge. You got to have a primary before you have a secondary, correct?
A what now?
A primary.
Primary what?
You got to be arrested for trespassing. You got to be arrested for disturbance. You got to be arrested for alcohol.
They're all misdemeanors.
Right, but you still have to have a primary before you have a secondary.
I don't understand.
A resisting arrest charge. How can you have one resisting arrest with no primary? They didn't get me for trespassing.
I understand what you're saying.
Okay.
What is he resisting?
What am I resisting? So I could just jump on anybody's back, break their arm, and say you're resisting arrest.
Okay, whatever the circumstances were, what you're saying is whatever they were arresting you for should have been the primary, and you're calling it second. We're just using different.
Okay, what's my charge?
I don't know what your charge.
Resisting arrest.
Okay, you got charged with the resisting arrest or resisting search.
Resisting.
They're both under the
resisting
same statute.
search. Yeah, same thing. Okay. Resisting arrest, resisting search. But what's my charge?
Search isn't always. You don't have to be under arrest. It could have been they felt threatened by you. They wanted to make sure you didn't have any weapons.
I was in my car with my hands like this.
I understand. I'm not gonna.
Well, I mean, it's on the body camera. It's on the body camera. You'll see it. But what I'm saying is that I was of no threat, sir. I was in my car. He stuck his hands inside my car, unlocked my door.
Then Edward, get on the phone and call an attorney.
Buddy, I've been blowing it.
They're all over Houston. They're all over Beaumont.
Yeah, yeah, we called the main.
We've called Fort Worth, we've called Dallas, we've called Houston.
North Carolina.
We've called San Antonio.
Everywhere,
Florida,
brother.
North Carolina.
I think there's a time limit.
Louisiana.
Why do they not? You have 2 years to file a lawsuit.
No, they're saying a time limit to file with the city that saying you claiming this or you claiming that.
Nonsense. You have 2 years from the day of the offer, from whatever happened.
Oh, that's what the city is telling me. So
you've got my card. When you have a question, please feel free to call me. I'll help you any way
like I said, I'm not a violent person, brother.
I don't believe you are. Okay.
I used to be, but I'm not.
But what I'm telling you is 9 times out of 10, these girls can't
Okay,
help.
well, I mean, that's fine, but I mean,
Okay.
just say, okay, I
And
can't
I
help
think
you.
you've got more information from me than you've ever gotten from them. I
Yeah.
always try to
Yeah,
help
we
you.
have,
We have.
you know, but I'm not trying to be an ass, brother. My arm is still broken. I'm not been fixed, you know, and
The city's insurance didn't cover any of that?
No,
She's
they're saying,
denying it.
they're saying that they're denying. Why? If I'm not charged with nothing, and I still got a broke arm, who's at fault? And what?
Who's the city attorney over there, John Cash, John Smith?
I have no. Let me get this picture.
We're doing, well,
This is. What about this one right here? We didn't know if they filed the criminal. I did my statement to them. It's right there. I didn't know if they filed criminal charges against them. How can I find that out?
Well, you asked them what they did. They didn't give you an answer, so you come to me.
Okay, I'm here to you.
Okay, and I told you they didn't
yeah,
file
they're
charges.
not going to.
So they're not. They didn't file a charge against the cops.
Against what now?
We also, did a complaint against the, police officer.
I mean, here it is right here, brother.
We haven't heard anything about that either.
They won't talk to me.
Well, they're not gonna take charge, they won't investigate charges on themselves. That would be unethical.
They told us, the chief told us that that it's being investigated.
But-
Well, that's the internal affairs investigation.
Right, but I've
That's
been
not-
assaulted,
That's
sir.
not for criminal charges, okay? If you have a criminal complaint against them, you need to go the next step up, which is gonna be the Rangers.
Dude, they
Okay.
won't talk to us.
We've tried to call them too.
Dude, look at my YouTube channel, brother. I'm trying, brother. The juice is loose in the fruit, brother. Orange, Texas. And I'm trying, I'm talking to
We
everybody.
went to DPS to try to get any kind of information on the Rangers
To-
from them.
to
and
talk to them?
They